Welcome, everyone, back to another episode of the Void Boat Podcast. Today, you're going to want to bundle up, grab your hoodies, your blankets, and stay warm because we're diving into the void of Antarctica.
I think you're going to want a more...
You're going to want a fucking parka, dude.
Hey, yeah, you don't need something more warm than a hoodie.
That'd be fine. There's some, they got, like, fuzz inside.
You're going to make these people freeze to fucking death.
I don't leave
I looked at the weather down there today in Antarctica. It is negative 96 degrees.
Fahrenheit or Celsius?
Fahrenheit.
Okay.
Celsius would be even worse, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yep, 96 degrees, negative 96 degrees Celsius down there.
Oh, shit. No, hang on. I had a buddy in Australia. He had his fan on. He said, so fucking hot, man. And I'm like, how hot? And he said, 30 degrees. I'm like, that's fucking cold, man. He's in Australia, so they use Celsius. So I actually think it's the other way around.
Yeah, like 30 degrees Celsius is what, like...
No, I have no idea.
90 something?
I barely even said the word. I don't know how to measure it.
Australia's weird. You know, Australia's just weird.
It is a weird place, but God, those dudes are fucking fun.
They're funny, too.
Oh, I know.
Just the way that they can just use the word, just willingly.
I mean, we could do that too, but people probably get a little shitty about it.
Oh yeah, that's like their natural, like their nation's language.
That's what I'm
right
gonna
there.
start doing. I'm just gonna start walking around being like, "What's up?" Wait to see what happens.
How's everyone's day went? Week.
I had an easy one.
I know you did.
I didn't do anything. Sit behind a desk all every day.
I seen you. You guys know how it went.
Before we get started, if you ever want to follow us on social media, it'll be down below. All the links, we're on basically everything. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok,
Twitter.
There's a Reddit page.
Fucking anywhere you can get on social media.
Working on a MySpace. Kick Messenger.
You got a fucking MySpace?
No.
All right, so today in Antarctica, we're going to talk about a little operation called Operation High Jump. It's one of the more well-known things that involve with Antarctica, besides a lot of other conspiracy theories. But Operation High Jump was officially titled by the U.S. Navy Antarctic Development Program in 1946 and 1947. It was a U.S. Navy operation organized by RADM Richard E. Byrd, Jr., and he was the officer in charge of a special group called Task Force 68. Almost would have been cool, but not quite.
You would prefer it to be Task Force 69, right?
Yeah.
You're
like one digit away.
They could just bump it up one.
Some people are fucking dumb.
But Operation High Jump, it actually started in August of 26 of 1946 and ended in late February of 47. This task force included 4,700 men, included 13 ships and multiple aircrafts. The primary mission of Operation High Jump was to establish an Antarctic research base, which is now known as Little America 5.
So what the fuck were they doing there?
Well, I'll get to it.
Oh.
So it turns out that the U.S. wasn't the only nation that was involved searching Antarctica. There was also a British-Norwegian force and a Russian force. Some Australian and Canadian forces were also involved. This is what we know now today as the United Nations.
Okay.
Operation High Jump has become a topic among many UFO conspiracy theorists who claim it was a covert U.S. military operation to conquer alleged secret underground Nazi facilities in Antarctica and capture the German Villa flying disc and Mercury-powered ships prototypes. This statement has always been denied by the U.S. military.
Why do you think that is?
They had a lot of shit. They really do.
Define shit.
Expensive toys.
Yeah, expensive toys. I mean, we're talking about like in 1946. This is when I believe World War II was either still going on or coming towards an end. And as we know, the Nazis really kind of spread out all over the world, just putting hidden bases, underground tunnels, and everywhere.
They did underground tunnels.
Yeah, we know that for a fact.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Where might these tunnels be?
Well, you can Look at that in their archives.
In their archives or ours?
Ours.
Episode 2.
Episode 2.
Hidden Nazi treasure.
Yeah. Tell you all
I'll
about
have to check that out.
YouTube.com/VoidBros.
Well, it's like you weren't here when we recorded it. But
That was somebody else.
So yeah. Anyways, this was just before the end of World War II. Germany, they sent out a couple of U-boats that were launched from a port in the Baltic Sea, following a steady stream of supplies that were carried out through the closer stages of the end of the war. Reportedly, they took with them a member of anti-gravity disk research and development teams carrying notes, drawings, and designs for German flying discs.
Fucking UFOs.
Yeah. So what they're claiming here is that that the Nazis came in contact with some other, or had their hands on something that's out of this world to create anti-gravity disc and mercury powered stuff. And this is back in 1946.
So these are the expensive toys they're trying to deny.
So they're ahead of their time.
Yeah, they're pretty much ahead of their time right now. Do you know of anything that's really anti-gravity that we have today?
Outer space.
Well, I mean, on Earth right now. The only thing that I can think of is those, I guess there still would be gravity, but those, they have moon chambers or whatever.
Yeah. It brings the gravity down.
I don't know, you think when you do jump out of an airplane, skydiving, you know how they have the indoor skydiving things?
Yeah.
I guess that can almost resemble zero gravity because you can flip and all that, but it's just high wind.
I'm super curious on how that shit, how it feels as you're walking through.
Walking through zero gravity?
Yeah.
Picture as you're walking underwater. Because when you do a lot of physical therapy and stuff, being in the water helps because there's no gravity in water.
Makes sense. So they do they usually turn their bodies or do they turn their heads or usually when I see people in these zero gravity chambers and shit, it seems like they always turn their body. Is there some kind of deal with that, you think?
I don't know. You think just because gravity, there's no gravity, so you're kind of it's just a whole body motion instead of I could sit here because I have gravity holding my body down right now, so I could just turn one head like that. But if they have no motion, everything's moving as one. Could be a good possibility, but
You said there's no gravity in water. The only thing I think about is this meme of people playing cards on a table in a pool.
Oh yeah, and they have those old ass what are those fucking scuba diver things, with the fucking grate in front of their face, big metal one.
Oh yeah.
They're just sitting. Everything's just. They had to bolt it down or something, but they have a table and chairs all just sitting perfectly at the bottom of the pool. They're playing a card game. That's all I've been thinking about since you said that. Since you started talking about the no gravity in water.
So much of the technology and hardware that the Allies were looking for concerning the Nazi secret weapons program had been transported to the base during the course of the war. So going back, they know they're losing the war, so they're gonna go hide shit.
They're back to fucking hiding shit. They were terrible at it.
Tribal.
So some of the stuff that was supposedly that they were hiding is this includes some notes and drawings for their latest saucer or aerial disc designs and designs for gigantic underground complexes and living quarters.
Like a bunker?
Fucking Fallout?
Yeah, like a bunker?
Yeah, just a giant living quarters, pretty much. Probably the old couple thousand, or hide all their weapons and stuff. Big ass bunkers.
Do they hide it behind thin wallpaper?
I would hope not.
Be surprised.
They were supposedly to do all this in the Nordheisen in the Harzen Mountain area. So the two U-boats reached a new land of... I'm not even going to try to pronounce that word, to be honest with you.
Let me see this shit.
It is a...
Yeah, fuck that word, man.
Schwabenland? No, New Schwabenland?
Oh, anyways, some fucking land in Antarctica. Where they unloaded everything. They arrived in Argentina several months later, minus the original cargo and most of their crew. Rumors began to circulate even through Germany that Germany has been defeated, and a selection of military personnel and scientists had fled to the far lands as Allied troops swept across mainland Europe to establish themselves at the base of Antarctica, where they continued to develop advanced aircraft based on extraterrestrial technologies.
So these guys want to talk to aliens.
Pretty much. So the fact that there was plenty of evidence at the time that indicated as late as 1947 elements of the it's a fucking
You love these fucking German words, don't you?
yeah Kriegsmarine or
Something
I could just say that's what the German Navy is called.
Kriegsmarine.
We'll just say the German Navy.
Anyways,
Navy.
they were still very much active in the South Atlantic, operating either out of South America or some bases previously unsuspected in the Antarctic area. This is one of the boats that they took when Project High Jump was operational. It's either a boat or submarine. Kind of looks like a boat, but at the same time, it looks like a submarine.
Just looks like it's pinned between some ice.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like some Titanic style shit.
That's like what the military used to break big icebergs was a ram boat.
Okay, so it's got like the real pointy front that it just smashes through the shit.
I bet a lot of those sink, but
They make boats just to sink them.
I mean, like the Titanic. So many of the stories circulating at the time upon the Navy's return, all information was classified as top secret, and the only person being able to talk about the mission is the Secretary of the Navy, James Forrestal. He was quickly institution. Oh my god, dude!
Institutionalized.
Greg got it. Ooh, Grant, I can't speak today. Put into a psychiatric hospital, man, in a naval hospital psychiatric ward. He later died of a suspicious suicide.
Why did he get put into a mental ward again?
I think it's because he was the only person who was actually able to talk about the top secret stuff. So back in 1947, they probably believed yeah, you didn't see no fucking flying saucers, flying Nazi saucers at that.
Flying Nazi saucers.
Oh my god!
That's the main conspiracy about this, is that this guy was claiming to see flying Nazi saucers,
like UFOs with swastikas on them.
Yeah, like that box we found today.
That was fucking weird.
It's like wherever we go, they have their hands and stuff.
Dude, Connor pointed out, I thought he was just bullshitting. I look over there. Dude, it's a straight up swastika on this box.
Yeah.
They added a couple little dots, but who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
I know a swastika when I see one.
I swear to God, it looked like one. The Nazis embraced the belief that the Earth could be hollow. So this is one of the main theories or conspiracy theories we'll get into later about hollow Earth. They also
just like flat Earth.
We'll talk about that a little bit.
We'll get to.
They also believe that hollow Earth or the hollow center could be inhabited by aliens. In fact, they believe that there's so much that one of their missions was specifically designed to find an entrance to the Earth's interior and could make contact with the inhabitants for support of the war.
That's
if
why
they were to
build those
locate
fucking
them.
tunnels.
Yeah. Yep.
So they're trying to go to the center of the Earth to get help.
Pretty much.
Dinosaurs.
What?
Journey to the center of the Earth. Isn't there dinosaurs in there?
Was there?
Also.
When I hear center of the Earth, I just think of Kong versus Godzilla.
When I think of center of the Earth, I think the Earth's core.
Wasn't there literally?
Do we actually have a core, or is it hollow?
I've not been to the center of the Earth yet.
So the best place to start that we examine many mysteries of the Antarctica is with the Highrise map. The map was made in 1513 among many other locations, which are connected to the placements and dimensions that we are known to humanity at this time, is a detailed map of Antarctica. So in 1513, they found a map, or I guess now they found a map made back in 1513 that had a detailed description of Antarctica.
You said detailed description?
Yeah, it's
This is a map with a description in it?
with all the correct placements and dimensions
Okay.
of all that.
There was dinosaurs in the movie. And they made a second one with The Rock.
Well, I know that's the good one, the Rock one.
Was it any good?
Yeah, I like that one.
So it's
What
confirmed
about
that
the first one?
the Nazis were looking for help from the dinosaurs.
Well, in the second one, it was more like what's that fucking book? They're based on books. Both those movies
Jumanji?
are. No, that's based off a video game or board game, anyways. Yeah, but anyways, the Journey to the Center of the Earth, they were based off books. I can't remember what fucking books it was.
I'll be honest, I was looking those up. I don't know what you guys are talking about. All I heard, last thing I heard was something about a map, detailed map.
So they found a map from 1513.
Okay.
With correct placement and dimensions of Antarctica. It is largely throughout the creator
You
of the
got that
map.
this time, right?
I got it. Yeah, I'm good.
Fuck
I'm
yeah.
caught up.
Highrise, he was a Turkish admiral. He used other maps, which are now lost,
How convenient.
Yeah, I was going to say that's
Yeah.
convenient.
from much earlier ages. He would claim himself that he had made use of charts and map dating back to about ancient Greece. These maps and charts, in turn, were based upon even older documents of ancient Egypt and the Mesopotamian time, which could have been gone back even more thousands of years themselves. So some researchers connected the lost continent of Atlantis with Antarctica. This is extremely intriguing, noting.
Why do they do that?
Well, can I finish reading?
Oh, fuck.
You gotta listen.
This
Get
is
to it.
this is extremely intriguing
That's
and
really good.
might explain such other claims to the following fall of the Atlantis survivors made their way to Egypt and essentially kickstarted the ancient civilization that many of us that are in awe today. Because, Atlantis was like this fucking super advanced civilization on top of the world. Do you know anything about Atlantis?
I mean, I know its name.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's like it's super advanced, like way, way, way before its time.
Like more advanced than like modern civilization.
Was it an underwater city or it was a city above water and then it sank down below?
Well, that's the theory. This thing, like, it literally just fell off the face of the earth, pretty much. But yeah, it was supposed to be like the city on the top of the world that was just massive.
Do they have cell phones?
I mean, probably not. I mean, pretty much Atlantis is Poseidon's home, and you know who Poseidon is, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like Zeus is called Mount Olympia, which is actually a real thing.
I got you. Yeah, I beat the shit out of that dude in God of War 3.
So, might that, as we asked before, explain why the civilizations of ancient times appeared to start at their absolute perfect and then almost enter a period of just permanent decline? These ancient and mysterious civilizations were in fact the outpost, and now they're remnants of early advanced civilization. Might this be the reason why people such as Richard Bry claim to witness great cities and fields of vegetation right before he hits Antarctica?
This is
So
fucking
it's
wacky.
nice and green and then just
Yep, it
Snow
goes
and ice.
nice and green and then fucking snow and ice.
negative,
Like almost like
fucking 90 degrees.
So, yeah, that was pretty much Operation High Jump. Their whole mission was to do surveys across Antarctica, flying, planes over Antarctica, trying to survey the ground and establish a base to operate out of in Antarctica. They also were to test if planes and helicopters and all that could withstand sub-zero temperatures.
How'd that go?
I was doing pretty well because we do today.
Fair enough. You got a good point.
That everyone's just lazy and doesn't know another way to do it.
Is there another way to do it?
Well, I don't know.
No one's tried it, apparently.
I need answers, damn it.
That's the whole mystery behind it.
Be the change you want to see.
Yeah. So now we're going to get into some conspiracy theories that we're going to need to talk about here. So our first one is entrance to inner Earth. Written on several occasions of the possibility of inner Earth, possibly still inhabited by a lost but indigenous race. We have examined the notion before that inner Earth exists and made claims as to where the entrance might be. Some researchers claiming that the several Such entrances are all connected by vast and large unknown tunnels and cave networks. Indeed, there are much more vast cave systems that we know exist but have yet to explore, and there are undoubtedly others waiting to be discovered. Many legends of the ancient world, for example, speak of such race called the inside of the Earth's home, furthermore known as many myths and creation stories of Native American tribes who speak of such civilization.
So there's people living in the middle of the earth.
Yep. That's the whole theory behind it. I mean,
Wouldn't it be kind of hot? You
Could
ain't
be
never
it.
been to the middle
Just
of the earth,
funnel
have you?
some of that snow and ice from Antarctica down your hole, and there you go.
well, I mean, before all the continents split up, it was called Pangea.
Yeah.
So there's a theory that Antarctica was actually in the middle of it at one point in time. The center of Pangea was Antarctica.
What evidence do they have supporting this?
There's documents on it. I read a little bit of it, but there were some big scientific words, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
A lot of mumbo jumbo.
It was worse than fucking German trying to pronounce the German words and all that.
Yeah, we got to figure out our fucking German. If we're gonna keep doing German stuff, then
I don't know. They just keep appearing and everything. I'm telling you,
Germany's
dude,
just everywhere.
they got their hands and everything. So when it comes to inner Earth, I always think of movies are projected to us based off of what government can leak out to us.
Do you think the government controls what movies are being released or made and released?
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into what you put into our list
So
of
down that at the end.
yeah.
what was
I'll talk about that one. But yeah,
We'll get-
anyways. Greg,
Fuck, man.
Greg, you just need to wait. It gets better.
Jumping the gun on everything.
So yeah, when I think of the inner Earth, I always go back to the movie of Kong versus Godzilla. Supposedly, the center of the Earth is Godzilla's home, and in that center of the Earth holds very precious metals and stuff like that. It also kind of have you seen Black Panther? Well, Wakanda is a super advanced civilization in fucking Africa. It has flying cars. It all runs off of this special metal that's in Earth.
I got to start reading about shit, man.
Or watching movies.
I feel like reading it would be shorter.
I mean,
But
that's
then you got to use your imagination. You just watch a movie and it's in front of you.
Stop bringing up valid points, goddammit.
But yeah, so maybe there actually is an entrance to the center of the Earth, and maybe I feel like the government has their hands in a lot of things. I mean, everything they have their little fingies in.
Sucks ass.
It kind of predicts what if we learn stuff in school about science? How we have the crust, the mantle, the inner, the core. What if all that was just
bullshit?
just an illusion?
Start digging.
What do you mean an illusion?
They
Figment of our imagination?
what if
they're just
the
making shit
government
up.
just planted that there? So at a young age, our minds are more subjective to stuff.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. They like doing shit like that.
Why do you think the school algorithm nowadays is? I mean, they're fucking still learning about shit that's not really relevant anymore.
Math.
Who needs numbers?
Basic adding, subtracting, multiplying,
When
dividing.
the
That's all
fuck
you
was
need.
the last time you used y equals mx plus b?
You didn't even know what the angle of depression was.
Depression.
What did we
That
have
was
to
Mason.
learn?
That was Mason's favorite subject right there. The angle of depression.
This was a whole subject in your guys' school?
I mean, not
Well,
whole
it
subject.
was a math lesson.
Yeah, fuck that. What class did you guys do the best in?
Science.
None of them. I just play Tetris.
That's true.
I can show you my Tetris scores.
Let's see this shit, Mason.
Correct.
Mine was English.
I can see that.
How was that? I speak like an absolute degenerate.
I just feel like you're really knowledgeable.
Yeah,
Just
I-
the way you text and all that, you use punctuation and all that. I was like, man, this motherfucker using proper punctuation. I'm like, I just ran a whole fucking paragraph, no caps, no nothing.
647 lines of that game. That's a lot of lines. That's a line, you get the full row, that's a line. I did that 647 times.
And this is what you did in school?
This is what I did in school. Middle class,
I slept most of the
There's
time.
a 424. There's a 392, 380.
I ain't gonna lie, I slept a lot too. The only reason I paid attention in English is because I knew people would take me more seriously if I used big fancy fucking words.
Yeah.
Sparkle words. That's what we call them in second grade because they stand out and shine.
They do. I like using words like I said dastardly today. Like I don't even know where the fuck that came from. I said braggadocious.
I don't even know what
That sounds like you're just making up words.
Yeah, and I just make up
No,
words.
you guys,
Like a fancy word for
you got a fucking
bragging.
dictionary around here. You got everything,
No.
Mason.
Who the fuck keeps a
You cannot buy a
dictionary?
dictionary.
I got
This
a
fucking
thesaurus.
counts. Dude, I tried to go buy a dictionary.
What the fuck you buying a dictionary for?
Dude, I like
Just carry
learning
it
words
around.
and shit.
You're reading the damn dictionary?
Yeah.
Those are the things you can read.
Yeah.
Dude, I keep like Webster pulled up
Just
on
like
my
the-
phone. They have
like
word
read-
of the day every day.
Read the fucking center of the earth.
Journey to the center of the earth.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
basically.
I thought you were telling me to read this
See,
whole
that's a-
thing.
that's
I was
a-
like, no, man, you done
that's
did all
a-
this fucking research and shit.
That's a fucking another point. Like Journey to the Center of the Earth. That's another movie based off of what could possibly be in the center of the Earth.
So, do you think a lot of scientists believe that there are civilizations in there, or do you think more scientists lean towards
I mean, if
they're being not shit?
you look at the hardcore facts, they state that Indians or
Native Americans.
Native Americans, Egypt, they all talk about a species that lived in the Earth. So this could all be well before.
Well, I guess one of the weird things is when the Spanish first started coming over to like North and South America, when they ran into like was it the Aztecs, right?
I believe so.
I believe,
That's
yeah.
one of the bigger,
So they,
or the Mayans,
Like-
for them.
yeah, it was either the Aztecs or the Mayans, but they basically thought they were gods because they were like clad in fucking armor and they had like
Yeah, their armor was made
the
of pure gold.
the old guns and shit. So like they thought they were gods. So I mean, maybe they just bumped into a civilization that was just maybe a little bit more advanced than they were at the time, and then they just told them bullshit like we came from the center of the earth. People believe a bunch of dumb shit, dude.
Yeah, that's just conspiracy theory right there. If the center of the Earth is actually real, or is it actually like hollow Earth? Like, they found I forget where it was, maybe in China or something. A sinkhole opened up, and they found a whole fucking forest living under there.
Serious?
Yeah, I swear to God, it's real. They found a whole forest
Trees
that's
growing under the ground?
under the
How
ground.
the fuck does that work?
It worked. It's a whole forest. under the
God
ground.
damn it.
It just works in science.
Yeah, but it's true. Like, I mean, you look all around the world. Like right now, there's sinkholes opening up everywhere,
Yeah.
and
I think-
they fucking go way down.
I think
Way
one
fucking
I think
down.
one opened up right there in front of a Hard Rock Cafe. Like it's not really like a sinkhole, but like the fucking concrete just gave in and it massive asshole right there in front of Hard Rock.
Yeah, but there's sinkholes all around. I mean, that one, the sinkhole with the forest in it. Like, I don't know. I haven't kept up the research on it, but I probably should have looked at it because this would have been a good thing to throw in there. But yeah, imagine what species are
You
living
have
in
the
that
internet.
forest. Yeah, that's
Fuck the
Like
internet.
yeah, that's a long. You probably have to
That's-
read a lot to figure out if they found any animals living down there, or what other species were living in this when the fucking sinkhole just opened up.
We could dive into it more and do a whole
I
episode
meant
on
to
it.
tell you. After you told me about that fish with the clear head, it popped up on Twitter.
Really?
They're listening.
Told you, government.
I'm about to throw this shit in the trash, man.
I went to Ivy Tech for a year, and we had this very interesting professor, I'll say. And she was talking about how you'll say something or talk about something, it'll show up on your phone in an ad. And then so she started yelling out, condom, 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 and a whole bunch of just sex toys and stuff. And she's like, now watch it pop up on your phone. We're in school trying to learn, and you're going to...
Did it pop up on your phone?
I don't remember.
See, I tried that too. I've tried sitting around my phone saying titties, boobs, ass, vagina, and then nothing happened. They didn't pull up anything.
It's only things that the government wants you to buy.
So they don't want you to buy porn?
Like if you're gonna say Nike Air Force Ones, guarantee an ad will pop up on your phone later. About Nike, anything Nike related. Nike, Adidas, Under Armour,
Beaver nuggets.
Beaver Nuggets. Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean?
Beaver nuggets? Those things are good.
Yeah,
It's like a caramelized
popcorn pretty much.
popcorn, yeah.
Oh.
Like a puffy popcorn.
Dude, I thought you were talking about like chicken nuggets, but made out of beaver. I mean, that's some real hillbilly shit,
Like
Mason.
the caramel puffy popcorn stuff.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, they're pretty good. So our next one is the talk of the snow pyramids. This is actually kind of a more recent one.
I did that on purpose.
Yeah, I know. He's kicking me under the table. He's playing footsie with me.
Whoa.
I was gonna say something, but never mind.
So in 2016, the internet went absolutely bonkers after 3 pyramids were discovered in Antarctica. The pyramids measured.
Did this thing actually say bonkers?
No, I didn't.
Oh shit!
No, using big words. So the pyramids measured over about 4,000 feet tall, making the pyramids that they found 10 times higher than the famous Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt. This was strange, and there was no record that any ancient civilization existed in Antarctica. Besides, such massive construction would have been required unbelievable resources and manpower to complete. Nevertheless, conspiracy theories jumped on board, claiming that the pyramids were built by some undiscovered ancient undiscovered ancient civilization that lived in Antarctica over 100 million years ago, or 100,000 million years ago. They said that Antarctica was the equator at the time, so living conditions were more tolerable. However, they added that the government is hiding information and has blocked pictures of the pyramids on Google Earth.
So it looks like the pyramid's just bigger and snowy and icy.
Or they're blurred out.
Like if they weren't blurred, that's what we'd be looking at, like a giant ice pyramid, kind of. Or is it not?
No,
not
it's
literally?
like there's like stones and stuff. Like you can, it's like a true description of a pyramid. Like it has like that point on the side, like where pyramids like will, like actually create a 3D shape.
100,000 million.
Yeah,
that's it.
A long time ago. That's it.
Yeah, but see, this is what I'm talking about. Where
fucking blew my mind when you said that.
Where
You
people
said 100 million, and I was like, "That's a fucking long time." And you said 100,000 million. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, 100,000 million years ago. And they say that this is where I was talking about Pangea, how Antarctica was the center, at the equator. So a lot of living conditions were pretty tolerable at the time. I mean, nowadays, I wouldn't want to go anywhere near the equator.
Antarctica is what, north? You might have to edit that out. That sounded really retarded on my part.
I just think of it like North Pole's up, South's down. Which one does Santa live at? North or South? I thought it was the North Pole. Yeah, so it's up. Yeah. North is up, South is down. North, east, southwest.
Yep.
West.
Or if you look at it this way, south.
God damn it.
South is that way, so west is that way.
No. What? So south is that way.
Wait,
They can't see shit.
No. I think of it like our location, so like South Putt in the school, North Putt.
Okay, I got you. Well, you said south, and I think you said west, and I was like, no. That can't be. I am not good with cardinal directions at all.
No.
Usually, if I need directions, I'll just like set my ear on the fucking ground and listen.
So yeah. Anyways, so this is where they're talking about how like Antarctica was like at the center at the time. So living conditions were rather pretty tolerable. Obviously, global warming hasn't hit yet, and a lot of bad shit hasn't hit the fan yet.
We hadn't completely fucked the ozone yet.
Yeah. So I mean, we're finding things now that are like questioning that life actually existed way later than what we thought. Because there was like a mammoth found somewhere in Canada, I believe, that was dated back a long ass time ago, and they had like human cut marks or like stuff happened to it. It was like a little baby mammoth that was preserved in the ice, so like it still had the skin and everything, and they saw like spear marks and stuff in it. So they're thinking that like people lived way back more than what we thought.
I'm just trying to think of like how pissed off they would have had been to be like trying to take down a mammoth and like be so close, and then the fucking thing freezes solid. No dinner.
I assume it wouldn't freeze solid.
Well, I know. That is not completely what I mean.
I would assume that since it was a baby mammoth, that it had its like mom or dad right there. Mammoth's fucking huge. So, I mean, you may be able to spear the shit out of a little kid, and then like the parents just fucking turn on you. You're like, oh shit, well, I guess we ain't eat tonight, boys.
Yeah, dude.
We're fucking running from Manny the Mammoth.
Off of Ice Age?
Yeah.
That show is genuinely good.
What was it, a movie?
Ice Age?
Yeah. So it was a show, it was a movie.
Oh. I thought he was asking if it was a movie.
No.
I was like,
The Last Melon. So, yeah, so...
By the way, me and Heather were talking about it earlier. I was wondering what would happen if we got, like, a bunch of horses fucking shit-faced drunk and then, like, had them race. Like, how do you think that would go?
Oh, well.
A lot of stumbling.
They still have jockeys on their back, too.
You know, anytime you said... when you said horse, all I can think about is the horse laxative.
What?
Yeah. You never seen that video?
No.
So this kid got bullied, like, super fucking
So where
hard.
do you buy this shit? You get this at CVS?
I don't know.
The black market.
Either way, a kid was bullied really hard in school, and he put horse laxative in the school's lemonade, and everyone had lemonade for lunch. So
It's like the chocolate milk at work.
Sure.
well, anyways, like these kids were like straight up shitting through the whole school, like shitting in toilets, obviously, urinals, trash cans, on the floor, everywhere, all because this kid got bullied.
When something like that just breaks out, you might as well just sit there and shit your pants. There's no reason to run around and try to fight over a fucking bathroom. Just shit your pants, dude.
Everyone's
That's
just
what it
going
is.
in the hallways. You're just sitting there, going in your pants.
Just straight man, just walking to class, just straight
Running-
liquid
leaking
shit
out your
running out of your.
shorts.
So yeah, what do you think about these snow pyramids? Considering the fact that Google Earth has blocked the images, like blurred.
I
them
guess
out.
here's my thing: were Egyptians the only ones to do pyramids, or were there other?
I mean, no. I mean, look at the Aztecs and all that. They built.
but there was a different style, though.
Well, yeah, that
Were these more similarly related to like the Egyptian pyramids? Which
That's what it-
I
that's
guess
what
it
it-
kind of lends to your theory of aliens and shit like that, because they say the same thing about Egypt.
I mean, yeah, and these pyramids were 10 times higher than the pyramids in Giza
Where do they find these fucking things?
in Antarctica.
Just chilling.
Yeah, I mean, it could possibly be just a mountain range, you know, corrosion and all that over time. Rocks fall. I mean, it's probably fucking cold, so.
Yeah, they're gonna just be chilling. What are they gonna do? Move around, slide around.
And this ain't SpongeBob where rocks race,
They're
okay?
not gonna drive the mountain.
Have
Mountain
you ever
racing.
fucking tried?
Okay, so I
Have a
have.
little bit of faith, Mason.
So yeah, could these pyramids be built by people way before we thought life even existed? Yeah, it's a good possibility.
Yeah.
Or is it just some mountain ranges that corroded over time due to the real high winds that are in Antarctica? And
Scientists have checked these out, right?
yeah, I mean,
What are they saying?
they're just saying that it's just mountains that have been corroded over time. But, you know, considering the fact that Google did blur these images out, there's more talk about this and more conspiracies that Google, I mean, obviously, you know, Google has a satellite, you can do Google Earth and all that. And
I guess why would they go through all this fucking trouble to hide aliens?
yeah, there's a lot of stuff in Antarctica that is actually blurred out. Like, there's like a whole deep dive Reddit page and all that of like, you know, people like us. Like Reddit is like people like us, pretty much. And
What does that entail?
like they're like hardcore conspiracy theorists or like fact seekers and all that, and they post like real information on there. That's why like when we do topics of conspiracy theories, I always kind of like skim through some of the Reddit people, see what like okay.
Some straight shit.
Yeah. There's a story coming up that came from a Reddit person. Your favorite?
I don't even get on Reddit. Who's my favorite? Oh, dude, fuck that. It's right after this one, huh?
Oh no, we got a good big one coming up next too. So we got two big ones here. So yeah, the pyramids, man.
I can dig it.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna stick with that. They're just corroded mountain ranges because that's what scientists say.
I feel
But,
like something's going on if they're trying to hide it on Google Earth.
So
or maybe they just want you to think there's something
That's-
going on. Maybe
yeah.
there's not shit going on. Maybe it's just some asshole getting bored.
I don't know. Like I said, the government has those little thingies and everything, so they'd be like,
I know, but I'm an asshole and I get bored sometimes. That sounds like something I'd do. So I'll blur this picture out, make these people really fucking think something's going on here.
all right. Now we're time for like one of my favorite conspiracy theories here.
Is it the ice wall?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Giant ice wall.
How do you know?
Intuition.
So I actually didn't know about the ice wall until like, I kid you not, probably like a week or two ago.
Did we talk about this?
We probably talked about it in person, not like on the podcast or anything, but when we decided to do the topic over Antarctica.
It was a good idea.
So this is kind of a weird conspiracy theory that that Antarctica and the South Pole don't exist. This belief is most common with
It's like birds aren't real.
Then how would Santa be alive?
I always thought that guy was
Pole.
fucking creepy.
Well,
When I was a kid, we didn't have a chimney on my house, so I would ask my parents, I'm like,
they leave
what the fuck is he getting in here?
leave the window unlocked.
No, they told me he
Slides
just
up
magically just popped up in there.
Oh.
They did not. You don't really want to sound like Santa's doing like B&E and shit.
Breaking and entering. Yeah, we leave cookies and milk out. He just plays with present, takes our fucking cookies and milk, and dips.
Breaks in, steals your food, drops a box on the way out.
I remember when I was a kid, I wanted Luigi's Mansion when it first came out on GameCube. And my family told me that Santa couldn't do that one. And in all actuality, the game was sold out. So I was pissed off at Santa pretty fucking bad.
Hate mail is saying that.
I'm like, they make all this shit. Like, if Santa can't make it for me? Fuck him.
So, this conspiracy about the Antarctica and South Pole not exist is most common among flat Earth people. They claim that the whole Earth, is flat. Flat Earthers believe that the North Pole is at the center of the world, while the South Pole is what surrounds the Earth. According to flat Earthers, Antarctica is actually a thick wall about 100 to 200 feet high that surrounds our planet. The wall stops everything from falling off the edge of the Earth. Flat Earthers say we cannot confirm this exists because the government and the United Nations have a strict no-fly, no-sail zone around Antarctica. So we can't visit it. Like us today, I know for a fact that we cannot visit Antarctica.
Are they going to shoot us down?
I mean, there's people that just tried and has been put into like legit prison for life for attempting to even go to anywhere near Antarctica.
That's fucking bullshit.
I mean, it's true. There's been people that's.
Why do they think they own this fucking joint, man?
Well, see, that's the thing that no one actually owns Antarctica.
That's what I'm saying. So whose fucking business is it?
The United
You should be able
Nations.
to go wherever the fuck you want. This is our Earth, goddammit.
So the theory about this ice wall.
Can't go to Antarctica, but you can walk on the fucking moon.
What was the moon landing real?
Fuck no. The flag's rippling, dude. There's no ripple in the vacuum of space.
There's a pole in the flag, right? That makes the flag like stick out.
Yeah, but if you watch it, it kind of like, it's like there's wind.
Yeah, that could be a good part, but I mean, what do we know about the moon? Nothing.
Every time a video is taken, there's just someone in the background blowing at the flag to make it.
Yeah, they got a leaf blower on the moon.
They take it to leaf
Make it
blower
more
up in the rocket.
You catch that, Bill? Get that. Neil, you see that fucking flag flying?
I'm not sure they had the leaf blowers back then. I think they just used rakes. Somebody's just smacking the flag with a fucking rake.
Well, I don't know. They built the whole fucking
green screens didn't exist yet.
They built the whole spaceship, so I figured they had to have some kind of fucking blowing shit.
I mean, dude.
A vacuum? I don't know.
Take a bunch of hoses to space.
Well,
Start blowing at the flag.
I guess, like, when you look at it, going to the moon, it can be, like, super made up, but also at the same time, like...
Were you there?
Fuck no.
Exactly.
We're actually supposed to be going to the moon again here soon.
How do you think that's going to go?
Well, hopefully the spaceship or the rocket ship don't blow up.
Isn't Jeff Bezos going to the moon?
I don't know. I read something that someone's going to the moon.
What's with rich
I thought it was
people
him or Elon Musk.
and leaving this fucking planet? They all want to do it.
All right. Anyways, let's
We
reel
can
this
talk
back.
about the moose mother.
Reel this back in here. So the ice wall is believed that a British captain, his last name was Cook. I couldn't find his first name, just Captain Cook.
I read it as Hook. I don't know why.
He is one of the few humans to ever seen the wall apart from government agents. Supposedly, Captain Cook reported seeing the huge wall during 3 voyages made to Antarctica. The wall covered the entire coastline, and he could not land anywhere because it was too tall to climb. He's basically saying that when he ventured to Antarctica, he did witness these giant walls of ice. Now the question is, what would be beyond this wall of ice? The supposed wall that surrounds our continents known today.
The UFOs.
What if it's just another wall of ice behind the wall of ice?
It's like a honeycomb of ice walls.
Well, think of it this way. You've watched Ice Age, haven't you?
I think so.
So you know how like their home is like surrounded by a giant ice wall?
Cannot say I watched that in depth, but I'll take your word for it.
I don't know what Ice Age it was. Second or third one.
There's too many.
Their continental drift?
There are never too many.
I think it's called continental drift.
Something.
Anyways, they're in their whole like habitat is in this giant ice wall container. And beyond this ice wall is, lots of fucking water.
I think there was something on Futurama like that.
So yeah, outside of or beyond that wall was is water, but they end up finding another land. Yeah, see? Look at that.
Did they find another side of Antarctica?
I mean, I don't know what the Ice Age really predicted, but
They Christopher Columbus it.
yeah,
They find new land, think it's brand new.
they sail a fucking piece of ice all the way to a new island
Like
after their ice walls collapsed.
Oh, you're still talking about the movie?
Yeah. So
Oh,
see,
dude.
See, look.
I thought we were in reality here.
Remember when we were talking about the inner Earth, and they had movies kind of resembling what inner Earth is.
Yeah.
So now the ice wall. Now we got Ice Age. That was made way back there. I don't know the date. But anyways, they had an ice wall.
I'm gonna guess 2000.
I'd say like 3.
5.
I was gonna say like 3 or 4.
Well, no, I would think it's the third one. I know the.
Oh fuck!
So it might have been a little newer, but anyways,
2010.
probably somewhere around there. But they had, the giant ice walls that they lived in, and no one ever ventured outside the ice wall. But when Diego, the saber-toothed tiger, got up on the wall and he saw nothing but fucking water for miles, and then the ice starts to crack because that fucking little damn
little squirrel with a
squirrel nut cracked the fucking ice there.
You imagine he'd fucking starve to death eventually. He can never get to that thing.
He finally got to it.
He's super. Didn't he get it? He got it and he died or something. I thought they made like a little short.
I don't think he died. I think he just was
Probably
happy.
starved to death.
He was just happy
Oh.
because that was the end of that company that made Ice Age. So that was their farewell to us. Was that Scrat finally got his nut? But yeah, so supposedly
Scrat got his nut.
Supposedly outside these ice walls,
Fucking never.
outside these ice walls are supposedly other continents. So, in theory, altogether, there used to be 20 continents, is what people were to believe. All right, we only know of 7 today. So, what happened to the others? The theory is that they are beyond this ice wall, and that this ice wall, since we live in it, our 7 continents are just pretty much tests or experiments for the other higher power that is outside this ice wall.
These experiments are real shit shows,
So there's like a whole nother Earth inside this ice wall.
So yeah, the behind the continents are supposedly like there's talk that there could be like flying cities, flying cars, super advanced technology that we will eventually probably either get to or never get to. Aliens, cures for like cancer and all that. Like behind this ice wall is like just more advanced than what we are. and that each continent, or if this theory is even remotely true, past this ice wall, as like each continent that we have, they have a leader. R.I.P. Queen Elizabeth. But outside of our little continents, there is other continents, and those leaders actually own our continents to produce money, products, and all sorts of other stuff. Tests, experiments. We're pretty much just test subjects to people that are higher up.
So they're having us test things that they're already more advanced than. That's fucking retarded.
It's kind of.
Can I say that on here?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's kind of like
fucking retarded.
It's kind of like they're acting like we're the primates. Like they're trying to, like, how they teach kind of monkeys to do, arithmetics and all that, like master.
Yeah, taught that gorilla sign language and whatnot.
Yeah. We're just pretty much test subjects to them. I mean, if you think about it, we do the same thing every day. We spend most of our time sleeping.
It's good for the body. It does the body some good.
And then we just wake up and do the same thing every day on the same cycle.
Creatures of habit.
And sometimes that cycle will break. Maybe you get a new job, you start a new life, but then eventually you start doing the same cycle over and over again.
If you're like a nomad.
Yeah, you're still doing the same thing.
Just traveling.
Yeah. Traveling every day, living somewhere different. That's the only thing new. I mean, it's not really new, but you're doing the same thing every day.
New to you.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what the ice wall consists of, is that there's other civilizations out there that's like fucking way more advanced than us. That's why maybe they think, like, when it comes to the center of the earth, maybe that center of the earth is actually just a tunnel that takes you out to the other side past this ice wall.
I think they're watching us from crystal balls.
They're aliens, not fucking witches.
Yeah.
They're gypsies. The fucking gypsies, man.
It's your heritage, buddy.
I know.
Ain't mine.
So.
Here's the fun one. You ready for this one?
No.
So, this is actually super, super recent. Like, I'm talking about last year recent.
Shut the fuck up.
Last year. All right. There's actually a lot more information here than what I originally thought. Mason, you witnessed it firsthand. I condensed it a lot.
And there's still a lot.
Yeah.
This shit went from what 6 to 11?
Nah, it was like almost 17 pages.
Oh my god.
Yeah, 6 pages of notes of just this.
Yep. I told Connor I don't like spiders, and he's like, I'm gonna make this son of a bitch fucking long.
So,
no spiders.
You ready to face your fears here?
I'm always ready to face my fears.
All right. So in February of 2021, a young man made some wild claims of an unknown horrific apex predator in Antarctica. In a bizarre but highly detailed now deleted thread looking at creepy Google Earth pictures on the paranormal board, or 4chan. You know what 4chan is?
Hell no.
That's pretty kind of like Reddit, but a lot of people. 4chan is like for conspiracy theories, like hardcore.
I thought that was a weird anime thing.
No,
I thought it was a porn site.
So posted on this is a zoomed in Google image seeming to show a massive 3 to 4 legged spider like cryptid.
Well, I guess here's the thing. If it's 3 or 4 legged, it doesn't really make it an arachnid.
That's true. But it's got...
So I got nothing to fear. This isn't even a fucking spider.
Like, I looked at this picture, like zoomed in. It definitely has some kind of resemblance to a spider. It's got the
Can I see this picture?
What am I searching?
I like to see the enemy. That's a dog.
Damn, dog. Look at that. Look at the spider. Look at his legs. Look how it bends at a 90-degree angle there.
It's a deformed dog.
Why the fuck would a dog be in Antarctica?
Why would pyramids be in Antarctica?
I mean, you got a good point, but I don't think there's a fucking... There would be a dog in Antarctica around this time.
Maybe a wolf? A wolf whose father and mother were brother and sister? I don't know. Anyways,
it looks resemblance to a spider. It's got that, big round body right there, butt end of the spider. It's legs that bend at 90-degree angles, like how we're sitting right now. But that's how they walk. But before the thread could continue to another submission, it would take a wild course and change. And when the user, who will call himself Aaron, commented that I am the foremost expert of this subject, my father was stationed in Antarctica at Megalodon base. He told me things, and he goes on and on to give us some background information of his dad. He informs us that his dad was one of the only medical doctors on the station for 11 months in the 90s, and he avoids the specifics in order to maintain some level of, mystery when he posted this. He even posted pictures of a clock and a special plaque that was given to him to remember his father. His father obviously passed away.
Yeah.
So Aaron first details that during his father's time in the station, he would frequently accompany the rest of the crew on expeditions, and from the first time he went out, he noticed that the expedition would take these long detours to avoid certain areas. And that's according to him, were not like, these areas that they were avoiding weren't environmentally hazardous. But one time, as their truck was cresting a ridge, he noticed far off in the distance what appeared to be a massive, giant building, dead center in one of these no-go zones.
It's kind of got a ring to it.
The no-go zone.
Well, when the doctor finally got comfortable enough with one of the lead researchers who had been working at the base on and off for a little over 10 years, he finally asked him, why do we take such long routes to avoid these areas if they're not hazardous? But the researcher demonstrated demeanor just completely changed, and he went pale as he just told the doctor to shut up.
Shut the fuck up, Aaron.
Stay in your lane.
Not Aaron. Aaron's telling a story about his dad.
Well, it says shut up, and then it cuts to Aaron.
Yeah, I spaced it wrong.
Oh, okay.
Aaron then went into specific details where one of the no-go zones was about 30 miles south and 10 miles east of the base that his dad was working on. He did some Google Earth snooping and found that those coordinates, if you turn the camera around, there was a huge gray monolith with the base of it completely blurred out, and the monolith is a complete mystery. We don't know why it was built, or who built it, or when the area of the Google Maps had been subscribed to Google Earth.
Just like a big ass pillar.
Yeah, and I've actually seen this on many other conspiracy theories of these giant. They're like almost 4 pillars. So then Aaron goes on to describe what his dad, the doctor, started to realize that it seemed like everything was just happening at the research base. Everything that they worked on or seemed to be supported of a different project of completely hidden agenda. One day a man was dragged into the infirmary screaming, and the doctor didn't recognize him as he wasn't one of the soldiers or researchers from the base. So this man was in critical condition, and the soldier was dragged him in, said that he had fallen. He just fell. And the doctor immediately noticed.
How far did he fall?
Well,
Enough, I guess.
Well, the doctor immediately noticed
Turns out he just tripped in a doorway and put him in critical condition.
Broke his hip.
Fuck.
So the doctor immediately noted that all these cuts over this man's bodies were way too deep and clean to happen from falling on some rocks. So here's where it gets a little mystery here.
Sounds like he got attacked by a dog.
So
Or a spider.
as the doctor began working on him, the man started deliriously screaming. He said, "We let them loose, and we thought they were dead because they were frozen." He tried to continue, but the guards ripped off his oxygen mask and gagged him, ordering to stop speaking. The doctor, who was both trying to save this guy's life, and entered by what he was saying.
So they just pulled his oxygen mask off and was like, "Hey, shut the fuck up, man."
And this doctor's just stuck in the middle, trying to help him and trying to hear what he has to say.
Trying to save his life, and like
Tell me more.
These guys just like, "Hey, shut the fuck up!" They start gagging him.
I know you're dying and in critical condition, but you
Shut
got a
up.
little ball gag in your mouth. They didn't use ball gag, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Good.
So immediately flipping out and started screaming at the soldier, but one of the soldiers just leveled his rifle at the doctor. Yeah, so whatever they're trying to hide is like pretty secret, enough to this
Blow
motherfucker
a doctor's head off.
Yeah. And said to him to fix this man, and then once he had stabilized him, they forced him back into his quarters. The commanding officer for the entire base then visited his quarters, and he basically much was telling him that he was too smart for his own good. So what they needed was a doctor who would follow orders before threatening him that if he didn't fall in line, he would be dishonorably discharged. So a few weeks later, the base lost contact with someone who left again against orders during the winter months to take some samples. When they were able to recover the man's body, they had to wait for it to thaw out. It's fucking Antarctica. It's cold as shit.
Froze out there.
So they could sew it back together because he was in half of the commanding officer instructed the doctor to list the cause of death as hypothermia. So pretty much this guy who went out on this expedition was just cut in half. And they ordered the doctors to sew him back together, but label his cause of death as hypothermia.
Not that he was now in two pieces.
Yeah, so that's because they couldn't prove whether that this happened pre or post mortem after a number of different incidents and experience like this.
Maybe he fought Obi-Wan.
Well,
That's what you get for not having the high ground.
exactly.
Darth Maul didn't need the fucking high ground.
He's
Doesn't matter
he's
what-
talking real old school.
Doesn't matter
He
what
don't
ground
like
he
to-
had.
Well, I'm talking like kind of new.
Yeah,
But
like it's kind of
yeah, you know what I'm saying. Star Wars is just a fucking mess.
the first episode, but technically it's the fourth episode.
You
Well,
know,
it's
where
not. It's
Darth
not.
Maul kills Qui-Gon
I never got
Jinn,
into it that much.
and then fucking Obi-Wan slices his shit in half.
That's the one movie that Qui-Gon, that Liam Neeson never had the same role in.
Yeah, I guess he did play Qui-Gon Jinn. Yeah, I forgot that was Liam Neeson.
After that, it was just like every Taken movie. It's just the same thing.
It's because they figured out he's a fucking badass. I don't know why they had to take so much time to figure it out, but
All right. Well, anyways, Aaron Father would finally have his first run-in with these creatures.
I love his cutbacks. They're fucking awesome.
Anyways.
The doctor, at the same 10-year veteran researcher who tried to shut him up.
Spell that shit.
Dude, I'm fucking
Ruined my
good.
carpet.
So this 10-year researcher was with him who he recently tried to shut him up. They were on a research expedition together, and they got caught out in the open as a storm front began to move in. So they quickly grabbed their gear, hopped back in the truck, and started heading back to the base. In this extremely low visibility atmosphere, as they were driving, they hit something that felt very much like a human. It was kind of a heavy impact, but felt organic. And even though there shouldn't have been anyone out there in the snow at this time, it really felt like they hit someone. So they both got out of the truck. As Aaron Dads hopped out of the passenger seat, and started to make his way around to the driver's side, where it felt like the impact was, the researcher almost immediately began yelling, "No, never mind, get back in the truck. It's nothing, just get back in the truck." And the researcher was also making his way around the truck the opposite way as he was yelling and waving his hands, trying to obscure the doctor's vision. So what do you think
This
they did?
coke needs to get out of my fucking face, dude. I've had a couple of run-ins with this shit in like 30 seconds.
So what do you think they hit?
I'm guessing a person.
Well, I mean, they said it was like a person, but why? If it was, why is this other researcher just waving his hands like, "Hey, no, get back in the truck, get back in the truck"?
Because he didn't want that doctor to snitch on him.
Maybe it was someone that knew too much.
Sent him out and just fucking
So-
run him over.
It's like we're riding in a car, you run somebody over, and we're like, "What the fuck was that?" And you get out and see it was a person. You're like, "Yeah, don't look.
It's just the dog.
Let's get the fuck out of here."
So after this researcher was waving and yelling his hands, trying to obscure the doctor's vision, but the doctor could clearly see 6 or 6 or 7 foot long, white, skinny, spidery legs sticking out of the front of the other side of the truck.
Excuse me, did you say 6 or 7 feet?
Foot long. 6 or 7.
6 or 7 feet. Yeah.
6 or 7 foot long.
Legs?
White, skinny, spidery legs.
Get fucking laid, dude. I'd be getting back in that truck and getting my fucking ass out of Antarctica.
So after he saw this on the other side of the truck,
maybe they just see a really tall dog. I'm hoping.
Triggering these stages of injuries and seeing facilities and now seeing some kind of bizarre creature, he could explain he became obsessed with figuring out what was going on. And at first he tried to do that right away, but he began trying to interrogate himself to the researchers. He tried to make friends with some.
Interrogate himself.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you do that?
Well, I mean, he's got to come to realization, like he just like witnessed something that has 7 or 6 7 foot long legs that resemble a fucking giant spider that they just fucking smoked with their truck.
Probably said there was that real, but was it really that many legs?
Yeah, you have to interrogate himself. You got to like come to reality, like snap himself into it.
They better be happy they hit the fucking thing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. So
otherwise they may get cut in half.
He tried
die of hypothermia.
He tried to make friends with some of the soldiers, but he got nowhere. So he basically just decided to start breaking into their offices. And normally, I'm against burglary, but
you don't like burglary?
I mean, no, I don't like my shit getting stolen.
Nobody does.
But I mean, if
you ever met a person who's like, yeah, dude, I love people breaking my fucking house.
Take whatever you want. I'll leave the door unlocked.
Welcome.
If this is
She's under the mat.
If this is like actually real, this like is actually like a true thing, you know, I wouldn't mind letting them break in. You know, if it's breaking into the government stuff, go for it, all for it. You know, leak the government secrets.
I don't think we have a case at that point. Then there's just all facts. There's no mystery.
So yeah, he broke into. Anyways, I kind of zoned out for a minute because I was trying to figure out where I was at. So he broke into the head researcher's office. While digging through his filing cabinets, he found a series of journals finally detailing what they had been struggling to deal with at the base for some time. According to the researcher journals, he believed that they accidentally released a primordial
Let me see this word.
apex predator?
Primordial.
Yeah, primordial apex predator. The theory was that these creatures were released via thawed-born samples that the creatures started their life cycles very small but quickly grew expeditionally bigger and bigger. They had 4 very long, very powerful spidery legs, and according to diagrams in the journal, they grow up to be 30 to 40 foot tall.
It reminds me of the giant spider thing in the mist.
Oh yeah. I thought that was like an octopus.
I just remember spiders.
No.
See, I don't know about that thing. Could take over the fucking world, dude.
Well, it's in Antarctica.
It's behind an ice wall. We're fine.
It's in Antarctica, and you got like how many miles of ocean? Plus, we don't know if this thing can swim. They could just fucking drown.
I was just about to bring that up. My mom doesn't know how to swim. Like, my mom's 58 years old. Like, how the fuck do you go 58 years and not know how to swim?
I don't know how to swim that well.
No, I mean, like, dude, she went down a water slide one time when we went to a water park. And, like, I thought she, like, had it, you know? I thought she was good. She's 5 feet tall. She was going into 3 feet of water. Like, there's no way she can fuck this up. Dude, so when she goes down, she leaves her legs completely fucking extended, and she's watching these little kids do this shit, and they're coming out and just gracefully coming out of there. But, dude, for some reason, she left her legs completely straight, but her ass went straight to the bottom of the pool. And then as we're trying to pull her out of the water, she's, like, fighting us and freaking the fuck out, and she's in 3 feet of water. Stand the fuck up. And then we pull her out, and then she's like breathing super heavy and whatnot. And it's like, yeah, we're never doing that shit again. I really had a lot of faith in her. Like that broke my fucking heart. Seeing her hit 3 feet of water and not stand up. If she gets anywhere near water, she's fucking doomed, man.
Sorry about your mother. At least she didn't drown.
I mean, dude, look, it's 3 feet of water. I'm not sure if someone were to drown in 3 feet of water being 5 feet tall that you could exactly feel sorry for them. And I love my mother, but dude, Come on, you just gotta stand up, man. You know how to swim?
Oh yeah. My dad did like triathlons and all that, so he did
okay.
like. I was swimming and bike riding at a young age, so I got beefy legs.
Swim like a frog.
It's true.
I want to see you swim.
You should see him try to canoe.
I don't think I was that bad.
Okay, granted, that fucking lake was pretty much like ocean water. Okay?
That was the first time I ever did it. No practice or anything.
I was on a canoe in like a little river in Florida, and I almost tipped the fucking boat because the bugs kept flying on me, and I was freaking the fuck out. And I'm shaking the goddamn boat, and the person in front of me was like, "Dude, stop that fucking shit, or I'm gonna take you back right now." And yeah, we had to go back because these bugs aren't fucking with me, man.
Yeah, we went to Arkansas, and this lake was just fucking massive. But these waves, holy shit! We might as well been in the damn ocean. We fucking Mason's up there in his fucking captain hat, trying to fucking paddle. I'm in the back, just fucking windy as hell. Airplane flies over our head.
It's super low too, like unnecessarily low.
It was fun. It was fun. The island that we went to was pretty cool, but the canoe ride was fucking miserable. Anyways, we'll get back to the story here. The researchers used this term as striders, as they resemble huge spiders, but they were not clearly related to any arachnids, as the internal victim that the doctor had worked on said they believed that they were dead because they were frozen in ice. That was at least tens of thousands of years old, but apparently they were just some kind of deep slumber. And they began to thaw. They woke up and brutally attacked researchers on the site. The creatures were bone white, and they moved either at night or during severe weather storms. As the journal detailed, one such night where there was a severe winter storm.
I was just gonna call out to my mother and say if she listens to this, even though you can't swim, I still love you.
So during the severe winter storm, battering the researchers' base, but some of the researchers began to notice that there was a thudding or tapping on the walls and windows of the base that was from the storm.
I didn't know you got up. That scared the shit out of me.
What, dude? What?
I was looking this way.
Oh,
I was focused.
So from the storm or the paperclip next to the entry was an old Polaroid showing one of the adolescent creatures crawling across the window.
So
sorry, I'm like cracking my Nesquik real quick, and I'm like really struggling.
So they didn't see it until they went back and looked at the.
Well,
Polaroid.
right now, these are like the researchers' notes, and the doctor broke into the head researcher's like office and was going through all these journals and stuff.
I keep scaring the fuck out of me.
And he found the Polaroid of adolescents, like a baby of one of these creatures crawling in the window.
Oh, okay.
So Aaron's father then went back to his quarters and booted up his old ass Apple computer.
Say old ass?
No, I just put them in there. He then took extensive notes on everything that he experienced and discovered in the journals. He then decided he'd break into the commander's office quarters. This time, he didn't find diagrams or notes describing horrific eldritch creatures. He found something more fascinating. Extensive reports, the doctor found records of the operation taking place during the winter months, for which this officer had put into requisition orders of thousands of rounds of additional ammunition, something that was extremely out of place, especially at this research base.
Well, if they got guns, they're gonna need fucking ammo.
Well, I don't think they need a fucking thousands rounds of ammunition on Antarctica.
Never know.
Maybe.
I mean, polar bears, yeah, but
Spiders can be thick, thin.
You're not wrong about polar bears. Like, they're fucking huge.
yeah, never been.
They'll maul your ass to death. You might need 1,000 rounds.
So, 1,000 rounds. That was basically out of commission during the winter months. They couldn't do really anything but wait for better weather. The document also listed some of the soldiers who had led the operations. One of them, who Aaron refers to under the pseudonym Jones, was a Green Beret. Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Connor.
The fucking the T always gets me in that one.
Yeah.
The Green Beret. It's a really high Marine. I think it's Marines.
Yeah. I don't know if it's Marines, but yeah, they're
Marines are Army.
badasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was suffering greatly as he was totally shooken up and disturbed by some of the things he witnessed during his times at the base. He desperately needed someone to talk to about any of the anomalous activities that was completely taboo amongst the rest of the crew. But the doctor had a reputation for being way too interested in all the secrets of the base. So although it may have been slightly unethic for the doctor agreed to provide therapy to Jones, knowing that he would be able to obtain more information about these creatures. He was absolutely unprepared for the rabbit hole that Jones was about to send him down. Jones proceeded to tell Aaron's father about the operation at the same time, or at the same one, that he had discovered extensive reports, according to Jones, these no-go zones that were ordered to stay away from. They were owned, operated, and protected by an extremely powerful shadow organization who authorized, supervised every other government agency that can on the continent. So this is like a fucking superpower army right here. They were over the government agencies that were on the continent. And one night, the order came down to the Mercado base to immediately provide military support of one of these shadow complexes. So they ordered at Mercado base to immediately provide military support from one of these shadow complexes. So Jones' team and a few others were heavily armed and mobilized. They made a beeline to the area that they had always been ordered to provide or to avoid, and arrived at what they appeared to be a heavy forted office building. As they made entry, they quickly realized that there were probably no survivors, as the interior of the building was absolutely carnage. The soldiers began making their way around the bodies, checking for survivors. Then one of them shrieked out in pain before being quickly dispatched by one of these creatures. Kind of sounds like aliens.
Yeah.
Like, like the movie Aliens.
Uh-huh.
I think like the first one, they're actually in Antarctica, ain't they?
Predator's better.
Well, yeah, Predator's way better.
Fuck yeah.
But oh, see, look at this. Here we go. There's another example about the movies, because I think pretty sure the first Alien takes place in Antarctica.
I think The Thing might have too. I know The Thing was supposed to take place in like a really cold environment, but The Thing was like a shapeshifter.
Oh yeah,
maybe this thing's a shapeshifter.
Well, you never know. It could be Skinwalker. One of these guys was quickly detached by one of these creatures. A tangled mess of legs, about the size of a large dog.
I fucking told you it was a dog.
And the creature was able to injure multiple other soldiers before they were able to neutralize it. As the injured or the unfortunate one, Kia was dragged back out to the trucks. Jones and his teams were ordered to secure the sub-basement, and even though he had just been attacked by a giant spider that he saw in the sub-basement, was that it pretty much just blew his mind. Well, it was messing with his head all this time later. The basement was basically just an entry point into a actual facility, a massive lab complex extending multiple stories into the ground. An entire lab was fitted with technology and seemed to be way, way more advanced than anything he had ever seen, including what Jones described as a bullet train terminal, but with a bunch of ions on the original thread, claimed that it was most likely a mega rail technology. So
what the fuck is a major rail technology? Somebody define this for me.
Like
get the dictionary.
I'm sure it's
super speedy train.
Yeah, it's like a fast train.
All trains are considerably fast.
Double the speed, triple the speed.
Fast is fast.
4 times the speed. Light speed.
Light speed.
To infinity and beyond.
Think about it like this. Say I'm driving my car and I hit you going 100 miles an hour. Who knows? Maybe in another universe you get smoked by a fucking Ferrari going almost 200. It's not going to matter, dude. You're fucking toast either way. Whether I smoke you going 100 or he smokes you going 2.
Well, 200 is going to do more damage.
Dude, you're gonna get fucking obliterated no matter what.
You just get more. You just get more.
Yeah, it's like getting one pumped in Fortnite.
You're gonna get fucking one shot by either one. You're not making it.
So Jones detailed.
My aunt hit a dog while she was driving. That fucker literally twisted and blew in half, and she was only going about 60. It was an accident. She felt so fucking bad about it. She fucking looked up and that dog was there. But yeah, they said that fucker twisted and just blew in half.
You ever hit an animal?
I've hit
what have you hit?
It wasn't anything big. I don't know. It was just something going across the road.
Me and my ex-girlfriend used to go driving out in the country, and I definitely smoked my fair share of possums out there on accident.
Oh yeah, possums. Have any of you guys ever hit a bird?
No, I have not.
I don't think so.
I've hit 2 birds. Well, 3 technically. One
Did
was
you hit them or did they hit you?
Well, the one, I don't know. I mean, they're flying. The motherfucker flew in front of my truck one time.
So he hit you.
He got stuck in the grill.
He didn't get in his way. He got in yours.
And here's the funny part. I think me and Shelby were like driving to town, and we're taking like the back road I always take. And well, these 2 birds were fucking, and they fell out of the tree and just smoked their fucking windshield when I was driving.
That'd be embarrassing for the birds. That is.
Well, it doesn't matter now.
How did you know the birds were having sex?
Yeah, no, they were on each other. They're like on each other, and I just fucking smoked them.
Oh, I just
what a way to go out, man. Did they die?
I don't know.
Probably.
I'm not gonna stop for some fucking birds.
These aren't just birds. These are birds having sex.
I don't know. Shouldn't fall out of the tree. Aren't birds supposed to practice?
Fly, yeah.
Practice safe sex.
Oh,
Don't do it in a tree above a road.
You can't give a bird a condom. You fit on its whole body.
That'd be kind of funny.
so basically, you're saying a bird could be a condom.
That is not what I'm fucking saying at all. Let's back that shit up real quick. I would not recommend using a bird for a condom. I don't think the bird would like that. I don't think you would like that. And I do not think the lady would
Imagine
like
the
that.
diseases, bro. Yeah, we're not jump back into this. Okay. Jones details.
Imagine how that would fucking look.
I don't want to picture it.
It'd be soft for the other person. It's got feathers on it.
The solids has got a fucking beak.
Grind it down.
Oh
Sand it
my,
off.
oh
Sand
my
it off.
god.
Oh my.
All right, so you were saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's your fast cutaway, real quick?
So Jones.
Anyways,
Jones detailed that there are all these inhumane experiments in these big test tubes all over the place, including massive Strider cages that were busted open and now empty. He didn't provide any further details about taking down more of the creatures. So did they just get away? Is it possible that they escaped in the other parts of the world through these deep underground mega rail tunnels? Aaron's father was obviously extremely skeptical of Jones' story, especially since how it expanded far beyond the prehistoric apex predator, not questioning the public's knowledge of technology than the technology that was all around him, and the weird relationship between the world's governments. As this unseen authority, he tried to mask his disbelief from Jones, because he's trying to give Jones some therapy. So he's kind of Aaron's dad is kind of questioning the weird relationship between the world's governments and the unseen authority, but he tried to mask his disbelief from Jones, as he could at least tell that Jones believed what he was saying. A few weeks later, the doctor's time in Antarctica had finally come to an end, and he was finally shipped out. So the night before he was leaving, he was leaving at 2 a.m. He was woken up by Jones's hand over his mouth, and other hand shushing him, his eyes wide open, and all kinds of crazy looked as the doctor began to calm down. Jones reached behind his back to retrieve something, and when he did, he pressed it firmly against the doctor's chest before slowly backing out of the room. And the doctor sprung up and grabbed whatever was on his chest quickly off, dropping it on the ground. So Jones is doing some weird shit here. He just snuck into this doctor's room while he was asleep, put his hand over his mouth.
This is Aaron Jones?
Huh?
This is Aaron Jones?
No, this is Jones, the military guy that the doctor was giving therapy to prior.
Word up.
So Jones woke him up.
I just remember seeing the
you
name
know,
Aaron, so I was going to put the two names together.
No. So yeah, Jones is doing some weird shit here. He just goes into the doctor's quarters at 2 a.m., puts his hand over his mouth, tells him to shut up, and lays something on his chest.
It's an ornery motherfucker.
In disgust, what Jones had placed on his chest was a 2-foot-long portion of one of those spidery white leg things from the creature in the office building that Aaron continues giving little details about some of his father's other experiences. Pretty fucking.
There's fucking Aaron. I knew Aaron was floating around here somewhere.
Well, yeah, the story is about Aaron's dad, the doctor on Antarctica. Jones in the military.
Wait, Aaron's dad's the doctor?
Yes. Did you not listen to anything?
No, I swear, man. I've been engaged. Like,
I know we're kind of all over the place, but
it's the spiders, man. They got me fucking spooked.
Yeah.
Right.
So apparently, Jones, the military guy, snuck into his room and just put one of these fucking spider legs on this guy's chest.
Just to be an asshole.
I don't know. He just fucking walked out. He just slipped out of the room. He just put it in there and walked out.
You're like, yeah, I know
Son
what's
of a
going on.
bitch. Aaron's dad wanted to beat his ass, didn't he?
I don't know. Probably didn't say that. I mean, considering the fact that he just put one of these spidery light white legs from the creature that on this guy's chest, you know. Anyways, other experiences while he was there at the base, the conversation shifts again, and he lets everyone know that he had found this Apple computer, as his dad never gets rid of anything. His dad even told him there was that he was sure that there was more notes of more experiences that he had on the computer, but couldn't remember just because it had been so long. He additionally posted pictures of 2 original hard drives that were used in the computer and even opened them to show the dates on them. The last post of this so-called, undercover Aaron guy on the subject was about to seek professional help to recover whatever data was on these hard drives. A lot of Aaron's threads certainly warned him against taking actions, as they were as if there was any incriminating
Sharing the government shit.
Information on these hard drives, he'd be in a lot of trouble. Aaron accepted that this was some level of threat to seeking professional help with these hard drives, but he assured them he'd be really careful. But that was the last post on the thread. He never brought it up again and never returned to us.
I want to meet Aaron.
So that was the story of the supposedly spiders on Antarctica.
So on Reddit?
I mean, I tried finding this guy on Reddit to try to find like his actual story that I can go off of, but I couldn't find his profile or anything on there.
Government deleted it.
Government deleted him.
Pretty much.
With the spider.
Pretty much. Greg, how you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm never going to Antarctica. Those fucking spiders can have that dump. Fuck that.
So you think the spiders actually sure? Real?
I have no idea, and I don't plan on figuring it out.
Fuck
them.
you think about it, like, you're talking about like Nazi bases at Antarctica, deep underground, facilities and stuff, and now they're talking about like this Jones guy saw some like fucking mega train rails. So how far do these labs actually reach or go on for?
So they're using trains to get everywhere. There's probably a lot going on.
I'm kind of like piecing
all
this.
It's a tiny little circle, and they use trains just to make you think it's fucking huge.
Well, no, you said it was like a couple stories underground. I mean, we don't know how long. Like, we don't even know if this even exists. To be honest with you, most of every images that you see of any bases on Antarctica are always blurred out. You can't really find anything. It's just fucking snow, white.
Snow's white?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Just don't go near the yellow one.
Why the fuck not? What's wrong with the color yellow?
In snow, it's not really a bad thing. Plus, you like have some gloves to make a snowball out of and throw it at someone.
That's fucking disgusting, Connor.
So yeah, I mean, underground bases, man. And
I mean, like I said, it's kind of hard for me to believe something. I mean, this shit was talking 30 to 40 feet tall. That's fucking huge.
Mm-hmm.
outrageous. Biggest land mammals
Sperm whale? Oh, not land mammals.
is what? Probably the elephant, correct?
I would assume.
Sure.
And they get to probably like what? Maybe 20 feet, 20 to 25 feet at best. And you're talking fucking double that.
Well, I don't know.
That's fucking
Giraffes
big.
are pretty fucking tall.
Giraffes are really tall. Maybe it's just a white giraffe, albino giraffe out in the Antarctica.
With spider legs.
Prehistoric
Beefy fucking giraffe.
albino giraffe.
Cutting people in half.
Those fucking necks are strong.
Yeah, damn. I mean, I guess Toy R Us has to get its revenge somehow.
You think it was Jeffrey that's doing all this shit, huh?
It could be.
So to end this rather long podcast here, Mason, would you like to finish us out with something that you put in there?
I would. We're talking about how people believe the megalodon is still alive, and it is within Antarctica.
Do you believe the megalodon
Yes.
is still alive?
Connor does.
Yes. Yeah, 100% yes.
Could be. Could not be. I don't know. I've never seen one.
Yes.
So they believe, people believe that it's alive. It's just avoided detection. And when the movie The Meg came out, it kind of, brought all these speculation.
I love how it uses the word
It
rejuice.
reduced the speculation. And
I'm gonna start walking around saying that all the time. Rejuiced.
there's a clip in 2016 that came out, and it had a very large shark in the Mariana Trench, and it's like
Mariana.
so large. Mariana. Oh yeah. A clip in 2016 of the Mariana Trench, and it shows a shark that's so large, like people were saying it's a megalodon. And the Mariana Trench is 7 miles deep, 1,500 miles long, and 43 miles wide. So it's definitely big enough to fit a megalodon if it was there.
Pause you right here. All right. So the movie The Meg, all right, with Jason Statham. Have you seen the movie?
Nope.
All right. Anyways, so considering the fact that the Mariana Trench is so deep, surprisingly, we don't have the technology to really go that deep due to how
Water
dense the pressure.
Yeah.
All right. So in that movie, it kind of like sparked a lot of conspiracy theories that what if the bottom of the Mariana Trench actually isn't just fucking sand? It's more of a permafrost, a mixture of gases that just create a fucking thick silk.
Yeah, you said it was like a film.
Yeah, that covers
Me and you have discussed this before.
that covers the bottom, and the only way that any creature is able to get out or in of it is due to a nitrogen explosion due to the underwater volcanoes that we have. Underwater volcanoes produce, I don't know, methane or something that's explosive. So in the movie, when one of the submarines blew up, it ruptured that permafrost that allowed the megalodon to come up out of it into our waters. So underneath that permafrost or thick silk layer, there's a whole undiscovered world that we have yet to even explore, if that's even real.
Interesting.
What also is interesting is that in this clip, some people think it's just a Pacific sleeper shark, and I'm not exactly sure. I'm not a shark studying guy. I don't know how big sharks are, so I don't know how big a Pacific sleeper shark is.
Very big. I mean, I think as today, the biggest shark that we have is a whale shark, unless you get some great whites get pretty big.
Yeah.
Obviously, great whites are probably the more popular of shark breed.
They're definitely a bit more social than the other sharks. That's for fucking sure.
They're actually the least violent too.
Are they really?
Yeah.
So what's with all these fucking like beach attacks and shit?
Most
like
of
usually
that
whites.
are from that's what people want to say. Ever since like Jaws came out, Jaws is based off of great white or megalodon. It's basically Jaws is a great white shark. This is really fucking big, and that's what kind of like put into everyone's head that great whites are such a violent shark species, but it's actually not. The bull shark is one of the more violent shark species that we have, and also has higher number of attacks. The tiger shark is up there too.
See, I should know this shit because I play a game at my house called Maneater, and I swim around as a fucking shark, and I'll just eat whatever I fucking can. I fight alligators. I would say occasionally I eat humans, but I do that shit all the fucking time. You get more experience for eating humans, but you also piss the other humans off and they try to shoot you.
So scientists believe that the megalodon actually evolved into the great white shark.
It kind of like when you say that, it kind of like it's like de-evolution, pretty much.
Yeah, I was gonna say devolve.
Like,
Yeah,
as time went on, they kind of resemble more of a great white. And I don't remember the exact. I didn't like deep dive into it, but the exact spot of where this image was taken. There was an image that was taken that was released, and when you zoom in, it can show it shows the outline of a shark, and then they did a side by side of another image of a schoolyard, and they zoomed in just as much, and the outline of the shark was bigger than the school buses. So they have this. I don't know how much they zoomed in, but this super zoomed in image of a shadow of a shark, a super zoomed in picture of a bus.
which one of us took a fucking yardstick and started laying them out to figure out how long the shark was? Was that you?
Must have been. I don't know what you're talking about.
I can't remember. Probably. Yeah.
So like of a
So
shark that's bigger than a bus.
there's actually this guy on TikTok. His name's like Shark Wahlberg or something like that. It's actually like his page is actually really interesting if you want to learn more about sharks. Scientists have special trackers on sharks, and the trackers will ping anytime the shark appears above water, like its fin above water. There's dorsal fin.
I gotta play that man eater.
Not a
game
shark
again.
studying guy.
My shark terminology is off.
Some of the data that he shows, like he live tracks this stuff. This is what he does, and it shows like this one ping happened at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and then like literally like probably an hour later he swam almost halfway across the Atlantic Ocean within an hour. So what kind of shark can swim that fast underwater? And why is it going out of its zone? Because you can see where the shark's zones are at, where it like normally pops out of the water and it kind of stays in a certain area. And then it'll randomly go whoop, way out, way fucking out of its area, and then right back in.
Maybe the shark's just like ADD or something.
Yeah, but sharks pretty fast, but I mean, it takes a long time to go from be 50 miles out in the ocean for an hour. So.
Maybe you got a hold of some Mentos and Coke, or Mentos and Pepsi. Just rockets across the ocean.
Oh my god.
But yeah. Anyways,
It's fucking every time.
I fucking hardcore believe that, considering the fact that we haven't really explored much of the ocean. To be honest with you, like we know more about space, but we know more about space than we do what's on our own planet.
Like I'm kind of with you, but at the same time, I'm like, this thing would be fucking apex out there. I'd imagine.
Well, yeah, I think
it'd rip everything apart. Wouldn't give a flying fuck.
If the megalodons still exist, I mean, considering the fact that there's going to be people saying, well, sharks like warmer water. Well, over time, it might develop the feel for colder water. Deeper down you go, the colder it gets, the darker it gets. No sunlight penetrates after a certain depth. So maybe over time, since the megalodon's been around for millions of years, it's just developed living down at the bottom, only coming up for like food or some kind. So it's just like a hardcore developed fucking super shark. But since we haven't really explored a majority of our oceans, I mean, who knows? I mean, we talked about it last week. They're still finding fucking new species of fish. We
just talked about that earlier in this episode.
Yeah, they have a transparent fish. Or what was it? They just discovered a new shark like a couple years ago.
Let me know when they find a clear dog. All right.
Yeah, they just found a new shark a couple years ago. It's like somewhere in China. I think they call it like a zombie shark or something.
Get the fuck out of here!
It's a shark that's blind. He's got no eyes, and he kind of resembles like a dolphin shape, but he just kind of floats.
Just floats with his mouth open, hoping to catch something.
World's dumbest fucking fish.
Just floats.
Or I guess world's most least fortunate fish.
Yeah, so that's the big mystery of Antarctica. Main couple of conspiracy theories surrounding it, some actual events that happened there,
Truly fascinating shit. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping in and listening. Feel free to follow us on literally any fucking social media that you can find. If we don't have it made, let us know and we'll fucking make it. We have absolutely no fucking idea what the topic's going to be next week, but I can tell you it is going to be mysterious. I mean, I don't know. We'll see though. But until then, be good and yeah, come back next week.